Pride and Prejudice, a graphic novel. Based on the novel by Jane Austen. By Lydia Lopinto, Este. Episode 2, The Growing Affection. After the big ball, Jane Bennet gets invited to Netherfield by the Bingley sisters. Mrs. Bennet, always thinking she knows best, insists that Jane ride a horse there, even though the sky is about to open up and pour. Of course, Jane ends up getting sick and has to stay at Netherfield to recover. Elizabeth, being the awesome sister she is, decides to walk all the way to Netherfield to check on Jane, even though it's super muddy. When she arrives, looking a little worse for wear, Mr. Darcy can't help but notice her determination, and maybe even admire it a little. While Elizabeth is at Netherfield, things start to get interesting. She's super smart and quick with her words, and every conversation with Mr. Darcy feels like a game of chess, where they're both trying to outsmart each other. Elizabeth thinks she's just putting this snobby guy in his place, but what she doesn't know is that Darcy is starting to find her really intriguing. She's not like the other girls he's met. She's clever, strong, and totally independent, and that's something he's not used to.
Meanwhile, the Bingley sisters aren't exactly thrilled with the attention Elizabeth is getting. Caroline Bingley, in particular, is jealous, and not hiding it very well. But Elizabeth is too focused on helping Jane to notice all the side eyes she's getting. As the days go by, the tension between Elizabeth and Darcy grows, even though neither of them is ready to admit what they're starting to feel. This is just the beginning of a connection that neither of them saw coming.
Hey kids. So, picture this. Your sister gets invited to hang out with the cool crowd, but your mum insists she goes by horse, even though it's about to rain buckets. No surprise, she gets sick, and now you've got to hike through the mud to check on her. That's Elizabeth Bennet for you, totally loyal and not afraid to get messy. And guess who's secretly impressed? Mr. Darcy, the guy who insulted her at the ball. They end up having these epic conversations that are basically word battles. And while Elizabeth thinks she's just keeping him in check, Darcy is secretly getting more and more interested in her. Meanwhile, the Bingley sisters are not happy, especially Caroline, who's super jealous. But Elizabeth's too busy helping Jane to notice. With all this drama, you know things are about to get even more intense, so stick around.